Well, hello my quarantine friends, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to episode 22. I do want you guys to know that are watching that this story is going to be very hard for you to hear, and it was a story that I was introduced to long before I started doing these body paintings, and it's because I met the person who is telling me the story out one night when I was celebrating for my birthday. So about 3 years ago, I believe, in 2017, I was at one of my favorite clubs in Atlanta, and I met a musician actually outside by the fire where we were all hanging out, and his name is Lyric B. Lyric is an awesome person, and I totally felt this like amazing pure vibe off of him. This is special for me to be able to tell his story, but at the same time, he told me something that night that was really hard to digest, and I felt so bad that this has happened to him. But I don't want to shed a totally somber light on the story. I kind of want to make this sort of an angelic moment. Lyric wrote a song called Stay Here, and it is a song that tells a story that is the one that I heard that night around the fire. I know that Lyric right now is thinking in his head, and I'm thinking right now, that this next body painting piece goes out to anybody who has lost someone important in their life. At 20 to 21, I felt like I had the world at my feet. I was engaged to be married to the love of my life and best friend. I was prepping to go on tour with some major musicians in the music business, and set to sign a recording contract with E1 Music at the top of the year following my birthday in December.
Tragedy, the worst pain I ever felt is here. We were in love till God...
Winter came that year and my fiance took ill. Cancer and pneumonia took a toll on my baby's little body in the weeks to come, but there was no hope. My in-laws didn't approve of our relationship, specifically my mother-in-law to be exact. It was all fun and cute until we moved in together and started talking marriage. She felt, a young man who sings R&B music from Atlanta and tours with rappers is no good for my child.
My blue skies have now turned gray. There's nothing left for me to do but sit in my room and cry and ask the dear Lord why.
Due to this misconception, I wasn't allowed at the hospital most of the time because she was there. My fiance was very ill and very weak, which was new to us all. My baby begged me not to come visit while the family was there to avoid confrontation. We had multiple daily phone calls while babe lied in the hospital bed until ICU intensive care unit stepped in.
I need you today, till the end of time. If you could have stayed here, then I'd be alright.
On January 22nd, 2015, my fiance passed away. My mother-in-law didn't call me, nor did my sisters. I found out my love had died through a Facebook post my eldest sister-in-law posted. I never knew pain until that day. My heart felt like it was coming out of my chest. My throat felt as though it was closing. So much so that I recall tearing my shirt for air. I couldn't stop my body from shaking, and the sound leaving my voice box I'd never heard myself, or any man for that matter, make before.
Live no more. I just wanna feel your lips gently against mine, and hear you say to me, I love you one more time. But this cannot be because
I remember running to my best friend Andrea at the time, bedroom, screaming, "They didn't let me say goodbye. They didn't let me see my baby." I remember running outside while it was snowing in my gym shorts and a white beater, screaming, crying, yelling, and banging my fists into the ice-solid ground, asking God, why? Why would you give me everything I prayed for and then take it away? So numb by the cold weather and pain, I hadn't realized I'd bust my knuckles in the concrete ice, and they were bleeding excessively. The nights and days leading up to the funeral were tumultuous. I battled alcoholism a good time following. I walked away from the tour, recording contract, and gained 40-something odd pounds of depressive weight. Plus, in the months to come, after a year hiatus from my life, I decided to get back in the studio and attempt at singing about my pain again. I created this song entitled Stay Here. It's definitely raw emotions. I haven't released nor listened to the record much since that recording. as I don't speak about this chapter of my life often. I grew to become focused on making money in music instead of mourning and healing properly. It was a recent prayer and your post that inspired me to finally face that pain. It's been long enough. I thought dedicating my lyrics and work to inspiring people or singing about love and never taking it for granted was all this situation offered me. So this look is complete. It is very metaphorical. Essentially what I did was I took the name of the song, Stay Here, and I almost created like a logo type marking, and then there's music notes flowing out from each side. All around this bird are other silhouettes of actual birds flying into the heavens. While you wanted your fiance to stay with you and to stay here, he didn't end up doing so. So that's why the emblem and the birds are flying towards the sun. This forest is meant to symbolize where you have been, the darkness that you've experienced. I know that you've been through a lot, Lyric, and I really want to say that I'm so sorry for everything that you've been through, and you will continue to get stronger, you will get better, there are brighter days ahead. That's another reason why I have the sun kind of pouring in through this dark landscape, is to represent that. I really want to thank all of you for watching this episode and for tuning in to watch me create this body painting. Please send me your stories to theboyofsugar@gmail.com. I look forward to reading them. I've enjoyed every one of them that I read. I really appreciate you guys, and I'm sure Lyric does too. See you at episode 23.